Let's do it.
Okay, so you get that answer.
Yeah.
How do you move forward from that point? How do you continue on with life, I guess?
How do you continue on with life?
So that's something that a lot of people don't consider, right? You
Mm.
go through, all right, you lose that job.
Mm.
You deal with it.
Mm.
You get the prayer and fasting. God tells you why he got rid of that job in your life.
Mm.
How do you get up now and say, okay, let's take the next step. Let's just go back to life.
The first thing you draw to is reading and praying.
Back to the training again.
Yeah, because that's what it is. Because basically you've come to game day. If you want to make it a sport term, you've come to game day. You've completed the task. You've gotten the answer you needed to in the spiritual sense. And now it's okay. Until God brings you that next trial, there's work to be done. There's always work to be done. There's always training that needs to happen prior to getting that result.
Okay. Then let me give you this one. I think you've just outlined it perfectly. Steps A to Z, I don't know, 1 to 10, whatever it is. You outlined it pretty well. That's how we are to deal with that. It's a very spiritual answer, but it's a very spot on answer. Okay. I'm going to ask you this. How do you deal with the fatigue? Because trials are fatiguing, man. I'll tell you, I'm tired. It's a very tiring thing going through trial after trial after trial. How do you help someone deal with that fatigue? Because it can be so easy when that next trial comes after you finished game day, after you get back to training, trial 2 hits, and it could have been a week later, a month later, whatever it is, but it can be exhausting.
It's very hard.
Because it's very discouraging. It can hurt. How do you deal with it?
It's where your priorities are at.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very important. If your priorities aren't where they should be, and I'm talking spiritually, if you're not faithful in your church attendance, if you're not, like if you've got ministries lined up that you're not attending, if you're lacking in church attendance, if you're lacking in just being that support, that will go a long way into that discouragement, into that fatigue. What it does is while you think you're suffering, it also discourages others.
So are you basically saying that having a purpose in life negates the frustration and discouragement that comes out of the trial, and that purpose in life being Christ, your main goal?
Yeah,
because that's what I'm getting from it, and I think you're spot on there.
The reason I say that is because if you know Christ, we know what he's capable of. We have a Bible. We know what he's capable of, what he's done, and the constant miracles that he talks about. And that's why we talk about the importance of reading our Bible. It's because we're seeing others who have gone through experiences. And my favorite one to look at is Job.
Job's good.
Yeah, because if there's another story of Job, within a matter of like a week, he had lost everything in one go, and then his wife said, just curse God and die, and he goes, blessed be the name of the Lord, and the way he had lost everything, and literally everything, and
kids, house, money, everything,
and then stuck to God, and then lived a life so glorifying to God. You're not going to know that if you're not reading. You're not going to know that if you're not in the Word. But I'll take it back to as well. Yeah, keeping your ministries, keeping your church attendance, but also, like I said, you got to have that spiritual guide there through everything. Not your leader that you just like, oh hey, I've got this, whatever. But it's after that. It's like that recovery phase. Look, I'm doing well, doing better. From this trial, my Bible reading's gotten better, but I'm just hitting another trial now. And that person will be like, okay, how did you combat this trial? You always think about how you've just come out of a trial. What did I do right? What did I do right? What did I do wrong? Pros and cons. I think it's very important you kind of, as crazy as it might sound, write a pros and cons is if you have to on your phone or pen and paper out. Pros and cons, what I did right or what I believe I would have done adequately, what I've done wrong. Looking at that, because that's always going to be a guide for your next trial, no matter how big or small.
I like that. Because
if you've got the fundamentals, if you can know that you can get the fundamentals right in that aspect, not that I'm saying every other trial after is seamless. No. But you've got the groundwork. So you know that what is required to get you through that next trial.
Stato.